Hey guys, so I'm making this video just to touch base and talk about a few things that have happened over the last few months and talk about where I am at physically and mentally at this stage in my life. And I say that because, you know, for the last 10 years I have had that lingering effect from the transverse myelitis attack, and in the future I'm going to get Huntington's disease, but I don't have it yet. So I'm right in the limbo between both of those right now. I'm stuck in the middle where nothing is getting worse per se, but nothing's getting better either. I feel like there's more things that I need to be doing, you know, whether it's exercise or diet, that I'm not doing. I feel like that I have to push harder on that side of things now, just because of some things that I've noticed happening over the last few months, which kind of suck. I was running, as you guys probably know from watching previous videos, I was running like 5 to 8K, and I had worked through a lot of pain to get up to being able to do that after my first transmyelitis attack, which was fine. It took a few years, but we got there. I got there. And now I feel like I'm doing less than I've had to do in the past because, you know, the kid's 10 now. She's very self-sufficient. She's got friends she's always out with. There's a lot less parenting. It's nice to have the freedom, but at the same time, it's not getting me out of the house. Like, I just find that I'm just around the house sitting a lot more than I've ever sat. I am going to tell a story about something that's happened over the last several years that I don't feel comfortable talking about, but I don't think I ever will. And if I were sitting with you face to face, I wouldn't even say it. What happened when I moved to Alberta in like 2012-ish, 13-ish, I was living in Fort Mac at the time, and I was driving down to see neurologists and specialists here in Edmonton, which was fine. There was a neurologist very early on that saw my myoclonic jerking, and I think instantly just wanted to put me on medication for it, and that's what happened. He prescribed Clonazepam, and it changed so much. One, it's a very addictive medication. And I, like, leading up to that, I never drank, I didn't do drugs, I didn't smoke. And that was something I was very proud of because, you know, I made it 30-some years without doing those things or getting addicted to those things. And I also have a very weird body in that if I take medication, like an Advil, you know, a full one probably will upset my stomach. I'll take half of a half of an adult dose. Like, I just don't need that adult dose because I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Went on Clonazepam, and not only, like, one, I was put on too high of a dose in the beginning, which really messes with your mental health. It's brutal. That was brutal. And then because it's also kind of sedating in a way, I found in the mornings I was getting coffee, which I didn't drink in my life either. I was just suddenly using the coffee to stay awake through the day. And then my tolerance for alcohol and caffeine became substantially higher. I don't even understand how I was drinking as much as I was drinking because my body couldn't even withstand it before I went on the Clonazepam. So it didn't occur to me while being, you know, drugged, becoming an addict, becoming addicted to caffeine, alcohol, and that whole cycle just continued for several years. And it was not healthy, and it was the same years that I, like, you know, happened to have to deal with my sexual orientation. I had to deal with my disabilities. I had to, like, there was just so much that happened while I was medicated and stuff. And as an addict, I was like, whoa, looking back, this shouldn't have happened, but it did. So it was just a weird time, and I didn't even understand how much it was affecting any of my body, like mental health, all of it. I didn't understand how bad that Clonazepam was affecting me until I finally got off of it. And I had tried a couple times, and it was so addictive that I started the withdrawal process, and it just sucked so hard I would end up back on. And then finally, my psychiatrist at the movement disorder clinic He helped me get off of it slowly. It was, I think, about a year. Like, we just like really went slowly over a course of a year or more. And even when I came off of it slowly like that, I was still going through withdrawal. It was so intense every time. It was, I mean, I don't ever want to go through that again. So I finally got off of it in April, and my body, just after that, it went through its own kind of transformation all on its own, which I was stuck going through because my insides were turning. I felt like drained, weak. It was an awful feeling even the first couple of months off clonazepam. After slowly weaning my body off for like a year, it was horrible after, because my body was suddenly readjusting to how it was before I went on clonazepam. And, you know, now I can't drink. Like, oh my God, I don't know, like, it was insane what I was able to drink and not throw up. Now, if I have like two drinks in a row, that's it. And I can't even drink them fast. Most of my 30s, I was addicted and going through this awful, awful experience. I can't, like, and there's not enough help for that. Like, even as I went off each time and I went through withdrawal each time, there's not really any support for that. And it's just one of those things that we need to work on. We need to have better programs. We need more things available for people who are going through a big lifestyle change, such as getting off drugs or alcohol, any kind of thing that they're addicted to, even if it's caffeine, even if you're, you know, getting off a pop addiction, whatever it is, we need better support for it. Let me tell you, after my experience, we need more support. And yes, I am kind of mad that I am missing now like 7 years of my life, kind of because I wasn't myself, and I just feel like haven't been for all of those years, and I can't get them back. But let me tell you, I don't really need to stay in Alberta anymore. It's like a couple of my doctors back in Nova Scotia had joked, "Oh, we'll go in Alberta, you have better luck." Well, no, I arrived in Alberta and they drugged me. They made me an addict. That's just something I'm still trying to mentally process through, I guess. But it's been such a long struggle, and I guess that's kind of why I'm just talking about it now. Because it sounds crazy, like, to even call myself an addict, because it's not something that I don't know. It's not something you want to call yourself. But that's the word for it. So, yeah, the other things that's been happening is my physical health. I felt so weak, and I've had some other things going on physically, and then I did get vaccinated in the last few months as well, and I did end up at the ER during that. Everything was fine. Heart's fine. Ending up at the ER, I had to then get going back to the doctors again and kind of see what was going on, and we did the MRI, and, you know, scans still look good, brain is still clear, and spine is still nothing new in there, just some, you know, regular spine arthritis kind of thing. And so that was kind of encouraging, I guess, to know that there's no new damage. So that's where I'm at this point. I need to get back to the physical and the diet that I was doing when my transverse myelitis first started, because it helped me. I just feel like I'm having to restart and start over from scratch, and that, I guess, has been the frustrating part for me, and I haven't really wanted to talk to anybody about this because I've been judged on this platform and online so much in the past for things that I have said or done or decided to do. So I guess I just didn't want to come on here and admit any of this either. But go ahead and judge this video. But I wanted to also, like, put this out there too, not just to tell my story, but to connect with other people maybe going through things that I'm going through. Because, like I said, the support systems for this kind of thing, it's not there. So I feel like I go through most of this stuff alone or quietly behind the scenes. That's something that I would love to see change. So now that I've got the MRI and it's clear, we're back to yoga, we're back to cycling. It's winter, so it's on a bike, but indoors, on the treadmill, back on the treadmill. Slowly, because right now, I don't know what's going on, but I can't walk the dog. And I guess I'm making this entry so you guys can kind of follow that along. And speaking of the dog, she's barking and I have to go let her out. I'm gonna wrap up this video for today because it's long. I will start to make more of these now that I am starting over and doing things. I will show you the smoothies I've made for years. I'll show you the exercises that work for me with the spinal injuries that I do have. I do regular exercise, but it's very limited, like low impact and stuff like that. I'll just show you what I've been doing, and it works for me. I'm not gonna be one of those people that says it's gonna work for you too, because it probably fucking won't. Do that thing, like, subscribe, and come back for regular weekly content. I promise I'll start. Thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next video.